Hi guys, and welcome back to the Help We're Nerds podcast. So,
Anime,
yep,
slightly catching up with you. Rest in peace, Miss Midnight.
yeah. See what I mean about them not actually showing you that she's dead, but
that does
you
make me
see
think,
the mess.
maybe
I'm scared they're gonna make her a Nobu.
that would be interesting.
Just because, like, we don't see her body, and obviously they were involved in that entire fight.
Yeah, and I don't know what I think about Eraser cutting off his leg. I get it in the moment. He needs to keep his eyes on the bad guy, so cut it off. He can keep his eyes on him. But by the end of the fight, eye on him.
Told you he loses an eye.
But he's been training the girl, and as we know with Lemillion, she can give back powers. So why not just take the bullet, go to her and get her to rewind it?
I think, you see, I can see where you're coming from, and I think if we watch that scene objectively, I think he's thinking it through. He's thinking, well, I can get my powers back, but if I take my eyes off of this fight for 1
It's going
second...
to get dangerous and his student might die.
Yeah, and let's just admit it, Eraserhead is the only good teacher at that school.
Oh God, yeah.
So, I can see him weighing up his options and being like, losing a leg is better than losing a student.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, I'm catching up.
the Million is amazing.
I like the Lemillion and I hate the Lemillion. I have a love-hate relationship with him.
He's very, very optimistic. And
that's what I don't like. He's too optimistic, but then again, he's so lovely.
See, the way I see him is he gives off All Might persona.
Yes.
And I like that. And I think they've done that on purpose. And if you look at his design, he kind of looks like buff All Might. Yes. Not like out of energy, scrawny All Might, but like buff All Might.
Yeah, it is cool.
And I think they did that on purpose because obviously the reveal is that Lemillion was supposed to be...
Yeah, it's the one
that inherited One for All.
I'm kind of glad it went to Deku.
I'm glad it went to Deku, especially when you find out some stuff later on.
Yeah.
But, because that would have been awful.
Why does Grenade Guy have to have a long-ass name? He should just call himself Grenade.
Oh, you mean Bakugo?
Yeah.
I don't like his name. I think he should be called Explode or something like that.
I'd go for Grenade.
Or Grenade, yeah. But, like, the reason why I'm thinking, like, something like Explode or something like that, because he has a giant X on his bloody t-shirt. So, like, or, you know, he's a bit extreme, so why not Extreme?
Mm.
Like, his name's stupid. Even Genist says,
yeah,
how childish. Like,
I hate Genus' outfit. I get it.
It's crap.
I get why, but I also hate it.
It's crap. You can tell this guy designed his costume in high school, like the rest of them, and just stuck with it. Like, you're shown in the movies and stuff, All Might's had different costumes. Like, he's changed his outfit every couple of years.
Mm.
But it looks like the rest of them have one outfit.
What else? The bad guy, the fire bad guy, being the fire guy's son, I kind of guessed. I didn't know it was son, but I assumed he was related.
See, I didn't at first, because I'm like, well, they've specifically said fire quirks are very common. So,
yeah, but that's why I thought they were related, because they purposely said that. I was thinking, okay, so the bad guy's going to be related to him somehow.
But I liked the twist of, yes, he has Endeavor's powers, but his body is designed for cold temperatures.
Yeah.
So his body is literally...
overheating.
Not designed for his own quirk. Which is a great foil to Deku, whose body is not designed for his quirk.
Let's move on, because we talked a lot about anime last week.
Yeah.
Slightly, still anime, but anime card game, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Mm.
The Legends of Destruction pre-release last week.
Yeah, you went to an event, didn't
I
you?
did. I went. I lost 2, won 1. Technically, it was 2-2 because I got the buy in 1 round. But a lot of new cards coming into the system. A lot go Tenpai, dangerous. Also, very low rarity, which is shocking. My favourite archetype has got new stuff in Light Swan. It's got a few new cards, which is fun. And then Yugi himself got new cards. New Big Ghidorah, new Silent Swordsman, new Silent Magician.
Cool.
They're not great at the minute, for what I've heard. But next set, there's more shit coming and more shit coming.
So, basically, they'll get better over time.
That's what people are hoping.
Yeah. Well, that's usually the case with the meta. They bring out things in stages and it gets better over time.
Better and better.
People figure out new strategies on how to use those cards and put them in certain decks. Or there are some that just are shit and only get played at your kitchen table.
Not long beforehand, a couple of days beforehand, we had the latest ban list, which banned a couple of big synchro monsters in Baron and Savage, which were a bit of a hit. But saying Tenpai is a single deck, it doesn't shock me. And then one of my favourite decks was Thunder Dragon. And I got my boy Thunder Dragon Colossus back, so that's fun.
Awesome. And then, obviously, the biggest thing for nerddom this week was the Deadpool trailer. The full Deadpool trailer.
I wasn't sure if you're going to go there or the sadness of Critical Role.
Well, we'll leave that for a bit later because that's a bit of a spoiler for people that aren't caught up on Critical Role. But wow, that trailer was good.
That trailer was epic. It gave me what I wanted of Wolverine.
I loved the subtle detail that this is like almost similar continuity. I don't think it's the same continuity, but a similar continuity to Logan, with the claws coming out slower.
Yeah.
As though he's not been using his claws for a while.
He's getting old.
He's getting rusty.
And as it said in the trailer, he let down his world.
So it's clearly not the same Wolverine from Logan, because anyone that's watched that film, like, he's the only one left, really, that's actually doing shit. So it's not that Wolverine, in my opinion, anyway.
No.
But I think it's a universe very similar. I think it's going to be a more comic-accurate Old Man Logan universe.
Yeah.
Where Wolverine did kill the X-Men, because obviously they changed that in Logan to be Professor X. But because of the villain, spoiler alert, to anyone that's not read comics and doesn't really know who Cassandra Nova is, I think they're going to change a key aspect. In the comics, it's Mysterio that tricks Wolverine into thinking the X-Mansion's under attack from villains, and Wolverine does what Wolverine does. Only for Mysterio to be like, ha 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 ha, they weren't villains, they were your friends and you just killed them all.
Yep.
But because Cassandra Nova, comic version, evil twin of Professor X, technically a Shi'ar thing, like a psychic twin that actually was that powerful, manifested a body, and then Professor X choked the life out of them, but they weren't dead, and then they came back, and then they caused everything that happened in X-Men 97 when Gambit died. In the comics, that was caused by her, obviously revealed last week, get to that later, that was Mr. Sinister.
Can we not remind me of that, please? I'm still not over it.
I know. But I think they're going to change it slightly so that instead of doing that, she takes Mysterio's place.
Yeah,
and
it makes sense.
Instead of it being like technology that tricked Wolverine, she uses her psychic abilities to have messed with his mind. And the reason why he's considered the Wolverine that failed his universe is he killed it.
Yes. You said something earlier before we started about maybe they'll swap him her to be a female variant of Professor X.
I think because it's the multiverse saga, and we know from the trailer and other clips from Deadpool 3, also known as Deadpool and Wolverine, that they're doing multiverse shit. I think it's the most logical explanation of what they're going to do.
I agree there. I hope they don't. It's too obvious.
I know. I really do want it to be a twin of Professor X.
There is a rumour also that Patrick is in it somewhere. I'd like him to be. He's one of the many people rumoured to be in it.
Yeah.
Like the girl from Logan, X-23 is rumoured to be in it.
Yeah. Do you know what I think would be hilarious, but I don't think they'll do it? Because Deadpool has a line in Deadpool 1 of McAvoy or Stewart. This timelines are confusing. I think it'd be hilarious if in the void, Deadpool ends up meeting both McAvoy and Stewart. And he's like, now I'm even more confused.
Yeah. I won't put it past that ever happened. Or McAvoy being in it at all. He's claiming he's not.
To be fair, I don't believe anyone anymore when they say they're not in a Marvel movie. And I'm sorry if you're not actually in the movie, James McAvoy, but the reason why I don't believe you can blame Andrew Garfield.
Yes.
You can definitely just blame Garfield because he gaslit everyone for over a year that he was not going to be in Spider-Man.
What spoiled it for one interview, I remember an interview he was doing with Andrew Garfield for a different movie. I think it was the one, the musical he did. It was the creator of Rent.
Tick, Tick, Boom.
That one. It was the same interviewer from the guy who interviewed Tom Holland and Zendaya about No Way Home. And he said to Andrew, he knew he was in it for one point. When they were talking about a scene Zendaya did, the scene when she falls off the
roof.
Yeah. And Tom comes out with, oh yeah, that was cool. I wasn't there for that day. And then he thought about it and went, oh, dumb, I was thinking about another day. Was the point this interviewer realised Tom and Andrew were in this movie. And, not Tom. Toby. And Thomas just fucked up, like Tom does.
To be fair, that was a decent save. Most people wouldn't have got that. Like, obviously this journalist, it's their job to notice stuff like that, but people just watching it will be like, oh, well, the set days blur together. You'll be thinking about a different day.
But Holland was known for it.
But Holland is known for it.
During the Avengers Infinity War movie...
Didn't they give him a fake ending?
That, and they purposely paired him with Benedict Cumberbatch because he's good at not spoiling. So anytime Tom went to say anything, they went, no, shut up. So they purposely paired them together.
And ironically both British.
Yeah, Ben openly admitted that he was there to babysit Tom.
But yeah, I still find it absolutely hilarious that one of your biggest characters and like one of your biggest stars for the MCU
has got a big mouth.
Has got a big mouth and has actually had to be given false endings to movies so we can't accidentally tell you the end of the movie.
Yep.
I think it's great. The
funeral scene in Endgame, well, he was not told what it was. He was told to go in there and stand and look sad. That's all he was told.
It said originally, his script said it was a wedding.
Yeah.
Which I think is hilarious. So.
But yeah, Deadpool, the massive Ant-Man head, or helmet.
I think it is a head, because when you see it open, I'm pretty sure, it's a blink and you'll miss it, but I'm pretty sure you can see teeth.
I would not be surprised if that is supposed to be Scott's head. Or Hank's head.
We don't know what point, what universe.
This is supposedly Hugh Jackman's last hurrah.
So was Logan, just saying.
Yeah, but that was, he has openly admitted that was his last hurrah. He said the one thing he always wanted to do was join the MCU, and he never got that opportunity.
The reason why I don't think it's like the last time we'll see Hugh Jackman is because of Secret Wars.
Yeah, from what I've heard, the rumour is at the end of Krang Dynasty or whatever the hell they call it now.
Avengers 4.
Yeah, the Avengers we have are going to, like Infinity War, fail.
It's going to be the
And
Empire Strikes Back of this phase.
Yeah, and the TVA are going to get their own set of heroes.
The multiversal Avengers.
Basically. And supposedly it's going to be run by Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman.
That'd be cool. It'd be really awesome to see Spider-Man, like my Spider-Man, on stage. I know it's not a stage, but you know what I mean. With my Wolverine.
True.
Because those are the superheroes I grew up with. Yeah, Iron Man came out in 2008, I believe.
Yes.
And I was 9. But when you think about it, early 2000s superheroes were like certain versions of Batman. Batman's been around for years. And had multiple different movies, but obviously early 2000s did have their own version of Batman. I believe it was the Nolan ones.
Mm.
Then you had the X-Men and Spider-Man. And the cheesy but not crap Fantastic Four.
Yes.
And the reason why I'm saying cheesy but not crap is because Fantastic is crap.
That's not the actor's fault, though.
I'm not blaming any of the actors. The storyline is just rubbish.
That was hunted down by the production as well. They took half the good shit out.
And they severely limited the main villain.
Yes.
Like, how can you just turn Victor Von Doom into a weird robot thingy? It's stupid. It really is.
From what I've heard, there was more to it. There was a lot more scenes with him.
Mm.
And production company went, no, we don't want to spend that much. Get rid of it.
But, you know, it is what it is. Fantastic wasn't as good as what I was hoping for when they decided they were going to make them younger. Hopefully, now that this, as we've said for the past few weeks, making them older might work out better, but never know.
It's intriguing what they do with it.
But
I have faith in all 4 actors.
I do.
I have faith in Kevin Feige.
I have limited faith in Kevin Feige nowadays.
Yeah, but now they've cut down on the amount they do it.
Yeah, I know.
Is why my faith has been restored.
But, and then obviously we had a couple of well, I think mainly for me when I was a kid, it was Superman Returns.
Yeah, that was shit.
It was. Again, not the actor's fault.
No.
The actor proved he can play Superman pretty well in the Arrowverse.
Yes.
Where he gets to play the Superman that lost everybody. Which I think was amazing twist.
Yes.
So.
DC Universe is coming up nice now. Casting more people.
Yep.
Martha and Jonathan Kent have been cast.
Good. I hope they do it properly.
So that was going to be interesting.
Because
fans are wanting Tom Welling, Smallville guy. Which I would...
Superman.
Yeah, I would love.
I
would also love Henry Cavill. That'd be interesting as well.
I would love Henry Cavill. But if I was to pick between the two, I can see Tom Welling being a better Jor-El than Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
And also, I don't want them to do this, but I think Henry Cavill would be a fantastic Zod.
Yes.
I really do.
There's still a heavy rumour that he's joining the MCU.
Yeah. There are other characters that I forgot about, by the way, when we were talking about who he could be. That's Superman-like. Hyperion.
Yeah, but isn't that just basically Sentry again?
Kind of, but it's a villain. It's a Justice League parody, and he's literally a villain. Yeah. And I think it'd be cool to see Henry Cavill as a villain.
Yeah. There's more rumours about Harrison Ford turning into the Red Hulk.
Yeah,
because of toy line.
That looks awesome. I mean, the former New Avengers.
Yes.
That's cool. Wonder who Stan would put on his team.
That's the question for Avengers 4.
Yeah.
You got Falcon.
I have a feeling
Well, technically Captain America now.
you've got Sam as Captain America. You've got the guy that he made Falcon by giving his gear to him.
Black Panther.
You've got Black Panther, aka Shuri. I think this is where the rift will come in with Ross, because I think Sam will want Bruce on his team.
Yes.
But Ross won't. Because obviously Ross has history with Banner. And I think that's where the rift is going to start to form. I don't think Bucky will be on it because he's clearly a Thunderbolt.
Yes.
So no,
Captain Marvel.
Please no. She's better on her own. That's the problem that they've done with the character. Well, it's one of the problems. One, they needed to tone down the seriousness of the character. It made sense in the first movie because she had no idea who she was. But once she...
The major problem with the Marvels was, one, the script was not great.
No.
Two, no offence to Brie Larson, but she was outshone.
They didn't make her fun enough.
I struggle to believe that the girl who plays Miss Marvel was her first acting gig. Because the Miss Marvel series wasn't the best.
But she embodies Kamala Khan.
She embodies that, and she is so fun.
And I don't think they show enough of Carol's personality. Like, I've said in a previous podcast episode, I'm not the biggest Carol Danvers fan.
I'm not. And
I think
with X-Men coming up,
I think she's a bit lame.
I kind of hope they do make Rogue good.
I think she's a bit lame, in my opinion.
She is.
But doesn't mean she doesn't have a personality.
Back to the X-Men Avengers. So we got Falcon, Cap, Black Panther,
Spider-Man.
obviously Spider-Man.
There's no way Marvel aren't going to have Spider-Man in the new Avengers. I hope they take, Peter is apprehensive about it.
Yeah, possibly Doctor Strange. I kind of hope they go down the Midnight.
I hope he gets his own team. Because, to be honest, I'll be honest with you, listeners and everything, I'm sick of the MCU having one premier super team.
Yeah.
The Avengers. The best part about Marvel compared to DC is the multiple different teams.
Yes.
I know DC has a couple of teams. Obviously, you've got Justice League Dark, the Legion of Superheroes, the Green Lantern Corps, the Super Family, and the Bat Family. But when it comes to, literally functioning teams in general, Marvel tends to have more, and in my opinion, better.
I'd like Doctor Strange to go down a Midnight Suns route.
I want a Midnight Suns.
You got Daredevil could start up the Defenders, or Heroes for Hire. But I think if they do Heroes for Hire, they'll probably use that instead of Young Avengers.
I think, for me, this is how I would do it, and feel free to disagree, obviously. But Avengers needs to be your flagship team.
Yes.
Because that's the one that the vast majority of the audience is used to nowadays.
Yes.
Right? Your secondary team is clearly going to be the X-Men.
Yes.
Because they're the second, well, technically they're one of the biggest things in the comics. And second most well-known team, in my opinion. Instead of calling the Young Avengers, please just call them the Champions.
Yeah, that was the other name. Champions or Heroes for Hire.
Because that makes way more sense. And then you've got, obviously you're going to have your other team of the Fantastic Four. That is a team.
Defenders with Daredevil.
Jessica Jones.
I really hope she's coming back.
Luke Cage, if you recast, you recast. And Iron Fist, if you recast, you recast. That's a good team. I mean, it's a good down-to-earth team.
Yeah.
And then you've got,
Three more magical side. You got Midnight Suns.
And then you got your Midnight Suns for the Arcane.
Yeah.
And then if you wanted to, and you don't have to, but if you wanted to, and I feel like they're already hinting at it, You have a clandestine superhero network in the background, the Illuminati.
Mm.
And the reason why I think it's already being hinted at is because, one, Captain Marvel and Hulk are having secret meetings.
Yes.
Obviously, they brought in Shang-Chi to that group, to that meeting.
That's another one I believe will probably be in Avengers.
But I have a feeling that because we got the Illuminati and Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and then we got to see that group of people still communicating after Endgame, I think they're setting up the MCU having its own Illuminati.
Probably.
And it is good to have a clandestine group of superheroes, because it shows that while they are heroes and they're doing their best to save the day, they're not always right.
Nope. Back to the Avengers. So Cap, Falcon, Black Panther,
Shang-Chi.
Ooh.
I want them to throw a mutant on there, but we need to establish mutants first.
Do you know what I can think of off the cuff could be Deadpool? Because if this is Hugh Jackman's last arc.
I just don't see Deadpool being an Avenger.
No, yeah. The only other mutant I can think of off the top of my head is Miss Marvel.
But she's clearly going to be championing the champions.
You could throw Daredevil into it.
I mean, they're definitely hyping up Charlie Cox, so I could see them bringing Daredevil in to be on the Avengers team.
Yeah, because you got this link with Spider-Man.
And what do you call it? There's also She-Hulk now, but the actress is a bit problematic at the moment with disagreements that are happening between Marvel and
that's
all
because
that.
she's been screwed over.
Oh, yeah.
And she's got the whole blame for She-Hulk, and it's not her fault.
I'm not saying she's, in the wrong, and I'm not saying she's in the right. I just think that, maybe Marvel themselves, the company, might pull away from the character.
Yeah.
I hope not,
So,
because I actually liked She-Hulk. I don't think it was the best MCU project that came out, and the ending kind of pissed me off.
I like the idea of the ending.
I do and I don't. Her solving all of her problems by talking to the editor is such a She-Hulk thing that I'm like, okay, this makes sense.
But when she went back, there should have been some form of battle.
There should have been a conflict.
Yeah.
Maybe when she... the way that they should have fixed it is, why is my cousin showing up, and why is Emil Blonsky hulking out on me? Get rid of that. And then Kevin should have been like, alright, but fans will still want the climactic fight. And she's like, yeah, I'm not saying get rid of my fight with the incels, just don't have all these other people show up for no reason. That would have made sense. But they took away all the conflict, which was annoying.
That was a bit shit. Champions, you've got Miss Marvel, Kate Bishop
Literally set up at the end of the Marvels.
She could join the Avengers slightly, Kate. It all depends on how fit Jeremy Renner is.
But if he's up for it, Jeremy Renner could quite easily be on the new Avengers. And Yelena.
Yes.
She could be there as the White Widow. I can see her taking Natasha's place.
Yes.
And I can see Bruce being the one that recommends her in a way of trying to make penance with Natasha.
That, or you'll have the link with Sebastian, because the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Who apparently could be taken up the mantle White Wolf.
I'm fine with that because they called him that in Wakanda.
Yes. But all the so-called fan pictures of this costume he's going to have is basically just a white version of the Black Panther suit.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, that's just what White Wolf's costume is.
I know, but it could be a bit better.
But I do like the idea of him being called White Wolf, because I think it would have been cool if the final episode, instead of it being called Captain America and the Winter Soldier, being called Captain America and the White Wolf.
That'd make more sense.
Them both accepting hero identities would have been cool. New identities.
And that's it with Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like we said, Kamala Khan and Kate Bishop are quite clearly being set up to be on the champion. Scar
It's probably
is
going to replace Oakland.
which I'm kind of sad at, but I can see at the same time. I also think that Billy Wiccan,
He is apparently going to be in the Agatha series.
Coven of Chaos, yeah, or Agatha, or
Whatever
Darkhold Diaries, or you know,
whatever they call it.
whatever they call it when it finally comes out. As a teen, so I can see him being in it. And we already set up Isaiah Bradley's grandson.
Yes.
So, and obviously Isaiah was shown to be in that trailer.
Was he?
Or at least I believe there was footage of Isaiah from a screening. Now I could be wrong. I'm getting my news from TikTok, and that's sometimes.
Yeah, I think he's supposedly in the Captain America movie. I know the wrestler Seth Rollins is in it.
Because I believe I was told, and again, this is from TikTok, so take it with a pinch of salt. But on TikTok, they were saying that Isaiah might have trigger words like Bucky. Like someone's got a trigger in Isaiah, and Sam's gonna have to stop Isaiah, which would be a sad moment for Sam. But also maybe a moment where Isaiah finally sees Sam as Captain America.
Yes.
Like,
Now the last bit of news.
Critical Role.
Spoiler.
This is a big spoiler for Sam Riegel fans in general. Okay, so if you don't want to hear this, please just skip to the end of the podcast, or
do the thing, subscribe,
like, subscribe, share,
help,
all that stuff. But rest in pieces, Fresh Cut Grass.
Yeah. Maybe he could come back.
I mean, he's a robot.
Hey, he's been slowly turning less robot through the series.
I know, but still, he was still designed and built.
True.
So there is probably a way.
It was an honourable death.
It was, but
and if he doesn't come back, we all know Sam's going to come back with a new character and probably be just as annoying.
Or even more so.
Yes. But there's a lovely way to end this podcast, look. Have a smiley day.
Yep. And thanks for listening. I'm Ethan.
I'm Bob.
Goodbye.
Help.